Make sure when you are doing corrections, you don't just copy them, but you understand and you're still asking me questions on them. Okay, so on number 1, you're trying to find which one is equal to 65%. So 6 out of 10 people surveyed, that would change, get that 100 on bottom and whatever is on top. See, I just added a 0, and that means that's 60%, not 65, so A is out. If you set up B, 13 out of 20, that's 13 over 20, and you try and get that 100 because that's 100% right here. And then you multiply by 5, scale factor of 5, so 13 times 5 gets you 65. So that means this is equivalent to 65%. So that is the correct answer. On number 2, you're looking at the token, which is a circle. So you find that circle, look at the diameter, right here is 6. So you make sure you're using half of it for the radius of 3, because it's pi r times r. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3.14 gets you 28.26. That is the circle. But it says in there, not covered by the triangles. So you've got to calculate those triangles. One triangle is 1 by 1, but don't forget it's half. So 1 times 1 is 1, but half of it is 0.5. So 0.5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them gets you 2.5. So when you take the original circle and you subtract 2.5 from it by lining up those decimals, you get 25.76 left over. So again, it's the area of the circle minus the area of these 5 triangles because it's not covered by the triangles. Number 3, 2/5 of, meaning multiply. So write 2/5 of, and it says the points scored. So 55 plus 35 gets you a total of 90 points. So 2/5 of 90. You could put that 1 underneath there if you need to see it. But 2/5 of 90, and you can multiply straight across. 180 divided by 5 gets you 36 points. So 2/5 mean 40%. So you could have just done 90 times 0.4 and it will get you the same answer because this is equivalent to 0.4, meaning 40%, if you have your table memorized. Number 4, it says, what is the cost of the oils used? So, meaning the cost and how much is used. So only 0.6 is used. So you write your amount of money and multiply it because of 60% of that price. So you multiply 6.6 times $5.88 and you get $3.53, which is closest to $3.60. Number 5, you set up a proportion, miles and minutes. So miles and minutes, 20 miles and 24 minutes. At this rate, how many miles, meaning your question, can you go in 6 minutes? So the 6 has to be below by the 24. Divide by 4 to get 6. Divide by 4 to get the 5 miles. Number 6 is a probability. So you know you're setting up a fraction times another fraction, and you're going to multiply straight across. If it says odd numbers, well, you have 2 that are odd, 2 out of the 4, which is half of it. And green, 1 out of 2, which is half of it. So multiply 1 times 1 and 2 times 2, and you get 1/4. 7, 3/4 of the bottle for every week. So 3/4, you want to know 3/4 of 12 weeks. So you could just multiply very easily 12 times 0.75, and you're going to get 9. 3/4 of every week, so 3/4 of 12 weeks will get you 9. It's got to be less than 12 because it's less than the whole 12 weeks. Number 8, you got 12 servings for every 5. So servings over people. Servings over people. 12 servings, 5 people. You want to know how many servings out of 10 people. So scale factor is just times 2 because it's twice as many people. That means you're going to need twice as many servings, which gets you 24 servings. But you're not done. Do not select 24 because it says one serving or one pan is 8 servings. So you have to divide this by 8. So if I'm going through and I say, okay, I need 24 servings, but 4 of them is one pan, that means you only need 3 pans. This type of question is just don't stop, keep going. So if you have this much milliliters and she's used this much, used meaning subtract, you line up those decimals and you subtract and you get 53.3. Now it says she has poured half of the solution, meaning divide it by 2 and you get 26.65 left over. But then you got to finish. Finally, she poured 6 millimeters of solution remaining into a test tube. How many are still remaining? So you got to subtract the 6. In order to subtract the 6, you got to line up the decimal underneath that whole number, because this is 26 milliliters minus 6 milliliters. You can put 0.00 underneath here if you need to see it, but your final answer is just 20.65. Number 10. Said which one is not true? Christina, income, and house food. So housing and food are right here. So if I filled this in, housing and food, that is half of it. So that means this is correct. You don't want to do it. But then it asks spend 25% of her income on cars and utilities. Cars is right here, utilities is right here, and that is not 25%, because remember 25% is just 1/4. That means it looks exactly like 1/4 of that piece of pie. So this would be about 1/4 right here. So that one is not supported, and the answer is B.